Is this farewell to Nate Diaz, or is it see you sometime later? Another opponent, same story. What's next for Khamzat Chimaev? Surprise of the night, not who you expected at all. But first, let's see what went down at UFC279.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.
What up fight fans, I'm Mo, and a card that started off so rocky turned into a card like no other. But before I get into that, make sure you give us a like and subscribe to support the channel. Let's get into it. The early prelims kicked off in the welterweight division where Johan the White Lion took his first UFC victory via split decision. In a very close fight, Alicia Reed was able to ruin the debut of Melissa Martinez as she secured the unanimous decision win as she took Martinez's O. Alatenghile puts on a crisp performance as he dominates his opponent over 3 rounds in this very entertaining bantamweight bout. Dumont shows her experience in the cage as she gives Wolf the ruthless introduction to the UFC as she cements a clear unanimous decision win. The prelims kicked off in style as the big boys put on a slugfest of a show as Chris Bennett makes a comeback to get a TKO win in the second round. Pickett loses his middleweight bout against Dennis Tulun via round 2 TKO after Ennis got deducted a point for numerous blows below the belt. Almeida has another quick day at the office as he submits an inexperienced Walker Kelly in the first round to make it 13 first round finishes. Julian Erosa upsets Hakeem as he dominates him over 3 rounds even after Dawodu came in overweight to close off the prelims with a unanimous decision win. Johnny Walker overcame early adversity to submit the Hulk at the end of the first round via submission due to a rear naked choke to get back into winning ways to kickstart this epic main card. The women put on a spectacle of a show as Irene Aldana's finish was nothing short of that as she finished her opponent via TKO with a heel kick to the liver off her back in the 3rd round. First of the 3 rearranged fights saw the Leech take on D-Rod at catchweight. Although the size difference was noticeable, it came down to fine margins as Daniel Rodriguez came out with a split decision win. The second of the 3 saw the dropped main event fighter Khamzat take on Kevin Holland in a catchweight bout. And to make things even more spicier, these two got into a physical altercation during the press conference. This was on show as Khamzat put on the pace and overwhelmed the Trailblazer with a submission attempt from the get-go, getting a dart choke submission in the first round to prove he is levels above the rest. The main event did not disappoint when 2 OGs met in a short notice fight. These legends of the sport brought it, in an awkward fight that represented Nate from head to toe and the durability of El Cucuy. This fight was action-packed, and though it stayed on the feet for the majority, it ended with a guillotine in the 4th round, declaring the winner Nate Diaz in what sounded like his last fight with the UFC. Nate Diaz bids farewell to the UFC after submitting El Cucuy. In a main event that got off to a rocky start with brawls at the press conference and an opponent missing weight, the UFC showed that they always have a plan B up their sleeves, as Tony Ferguson steps in to be a quick last-minute substitute to Khamzat. Nate Diaz showed us what we love about this young Diaz brother and put on an entertaining performance as he got a 4th round submission win after dominating Tony in the stand-up. However, there were a lot of questions on his performance, and the fact is, if Khamzat fought him, would he have been able to win? But listen, we love Nate, and in his post-fight speech, he came out and said that he wanted to conquer other sports.
I want to get out of the UFC for a minute and show all these UFC fighters how to take over and own up another sport, how you're supposed to do it. Because Conor McGregor didn't know how to do it, and none of these other fighters know how to do it. So I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna take over another profession and become the best at that.
Listen, Nate has been the OG since his debut in The Ultimate Fighter. He's given us memories and has played a part in what the UFC is today. UFC may have undervalued him and built fighters off his back, but we will always remember how tough of a gangster and skillful the Diaz brother is. the one that defeated Conor McGregor and the showman that put on many action-packed main events. Nate Diaz did not close the door though. He said he wants to box, fight, test himself, so we will never know if Nate Diaz will be back at the UFC. I guess only time will tell, but for now one thing is for sure, Nate has his own promotion, Real Fight Inc. Khamzat walks through the Trailblazer, so what's next? The other part of the original main event was demoted to the co-main event, and his opponent Kevin Holland was assertive in it being a 5-round fight. But this didn't matter as Khamzat showed his elite wrestling and groundwork as he put the pressure on the Trailblazer and shocked fans when he managed to submit him in the first round, and yet again not to take any single strike. The beef that happened at the press conference was quickly squashed post-fight as both fighters showed respect. But as Joe Rogan stated, what weight class would Khamzat continue at? Could he ever make 170 again, and was this just a one-off, or would he have to move up to 185? As far as we know, he stated he could make 170, however the UFC doctors stopped it for health risks. Khamzat was vocal that he is after both divisions and wants to hold both belts and defend them simultaneously.
I know you don't care about that now, but if you want to compete for the welterweight title, it's important that they know you can make 170 pounds.
Yes,
so why?
Of course I believe. I'm supposed to make that weight as well, but doctor stopped me. Nobody can stop me. If I die in the cage. I didn't come here and make my weight, I died in my bed. I come die in the cage. I'm dying in the cage. I never leave that cage now. It's my home. I can take everything from you guys.
One thing is for sure, he's the real deal. He's a threat to both divisions and can become a champ. His striking and wrestling are both high level, and I don't really see anyone who can match up to his skill. So who's next to be killed by this wolf? Have your say by letting me know in the comment section down below. Oh, here it is, the surprise of the night, Chris Barnett making a comeback and winning the hearts of the MMA community. He may not be your typical fighter, nor may he be built like one, but boy, he can firm a bang and he can swing one too. A fighter that got into the sport through dancing and which has struggled through his entire UFC career, having his fiancée and the mother of his kids pass away, which meant a difficult journey for this fighter. Even having a wheelhouse KO kick, not forgetting his famous celebration. But he did it again, and in style, coming back from being rocked early and having one closed eye, he was able to finish his opponent and we loved it. Although this was not news, it's an appreciation post. You can do whatever you set your mind to, as long as you're willing to put in the work.
Chris Barnett, that was amazing. Congratulations, sir.
I appreciate it.
It was a wild one for as long as it lasted.
Yo, they gonna say heavyweights, we don't be out here throwing, we don't be out here doing it. Let me tell you right now, me, dudes like Jake, that's what we do. That's why we in this. We signed to the best organization in the world, UFC. That's what we are. That's what we do. We come out here for y'all, and I love it. Thank you for the love and everything. This means the world to me. This means the world to me. I love y'all for real, from the bottom of my heart.
Thanks for watching. What a night for the UFC fans and the organisation as a whole. Having their 25th consecutive sellout, over 5 million in gate, and also a ton of pay-per-view buys, the Nate Diaz farewell fight was one to watch. But if you enjoyed it as much as we did, make sure to give us a like, subscribe, follow us on our social media platforms, and we'll see you in the next video.